Let's continue discussing and studying masteryonghua's Chanchi instructions. I think we went through this text before, but the theme he's been teaching his students is that elderly people deserve to have peace brought to them. Is that how I remember it? Is that how you remember it too? No? And they're probably right, the Asians, they have their reasons. Did you have a question, Seven? English. Oh, you're supposed to read English? Okay, I think you read this before until...
Yeah. 2:11.
Okay. Okay. Peaceful, all people should be at peace, therefore a peaceful family, peaceful nations, peaceful villages, places, a large retirement community, and so forth. Okay, and this is a very nice and paternalistic attitude of in our Asian culture, I imagine. Is it the same with Western cultures too? Not so much, right? Because to me, I'm more inclined on the other side where I'd rather not expect anyone to bring me peace. Okay, and this is to me it's somewhat a culture of self-entitlement or dependency on others for things, and therefore if the Asians feel it's a proper thing to do, there's nothing wrong with that, but for me personally, I make my own peace. I will actually bring peace wherever I go. How about that as the other side of the equation? If someone brings me peace, then I should ask myself, what kind of peace am I bringing to you? So there's a difference, I guess, in attitude, where the Asians, like in his culture, Confucian culture, Asian culture, they take for granted that all people deserve peace and deserve retirement, deserve to be taken care of, and that's fine. To me, I'm more proactive, like here in the West, where we take care of our own retirement, our own peace, our own world, and do not want to be a burden to anyone. Okay, so it has its purpose. If you need help, definitely we should try to bring you peace and give you help. But if you can help it, don't expect others to help you. Okay, and just the attitude of expecting things from others, to me, is it's not a familiar concept, okay? Peaceful world, I don't think it's possible in this Dharma ending age. It's an age of war, age of calamities, an era of irresponsible people who are so angry. They would do silly things to express their anger without any thought of the consequences. It's sad that in our temple here, there is some neighbors who, for the last months or so, 4 or 5 months ago or so, have been parking their cars at night in front of the temple, where there are parking lot lights, especially near the front. And it's an older Mercedes SUV. It's probably not worth that much anymore, maybe 10,000 or so. They live not too far from here, so they park here and then walk back to the houses or the apartments or whatever. And they got away with it because they felt it's like safer for the cars until recently, like 2 or 3 days ago, their windows got broken into because we have some angry low-income level around here who patrol the area, and I think it's the same kid who broke into our own cars several years ago. Xin's car, the green car. You know.
It was parked at the same spot.
Same spot, same exact spot. And all she did was that she used to park on in front of the house, 07 house. But I think for a while she forgot or something. She decided to park.
It was actually a second-hand car that the temple bought. And it was the first night we brought it back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's a new car in
wow, looks
neighborhood. It's a second-hand car, but it's a new vehicle.
So they couldn't recognize it's a resident.
Maybe.
No, I thought you parked it in front of 07 for a while, and then you parked in front of the temple outside for a few days.
Or within a week.
Yeah, that's all it took. No, they knew of the car already. I knew that. That's why it didn't bother me that much. I remember it because I know there's some probably very angry Hispanic young man who's walking around trying to vent the anger or steal things from us because they feel like we don't deserve it. And that's the nature of the times. There's not much you can do, not just here, but in nicer cities, nicer neighborhoods in Southern California. There are lots of vandalism, there are lots of crimes, even serious crimes being committed in very nice neighborhoods too. It's nowhere safe anymore because they go around and just arbitrarily cause problems. Okay, so to say that if we hope to bring peace and safety to the world, forget it. It ain't gonna happen. which reminds me, everywhere I go, I need to make sure my car is safe. I keep forgetting on doing that. Anyway, so I don't, maybe back then, 40 years ago, it may make sense in San Francisco and so forth to talk about this. But nowadays, I don't feel it's a feasible thing. Bring peace to the elderly, and he seems to be obsessed about bringing peace to the elderly. Okay? There's some who need help. And they deserve help. But we're all better off learning how to take care of ourselves instead of expecting others to help us out. Okay, 211 is where we are.
老人了平安世界，那才是真正老者安置呢。有一位老人呢，现在就很不高兴。
There is an elderly man who is very unhappy right now.
So.
为什么他不高兴了呢？他说这个工作我绝对不做的。
Why is he unhappy? He says, "This work, I absolutely will not do it."
为什么呢？我也没有儿子，我也没有孙子，也没有女孩子，也没有男孩子。
Why? I do not have a son. I also do not have a grandson. There are also no girls and also no boys in my household.
他不需要叫这个世界平安了，他不平安，我也不管他。
I do not need to make this world peaceful. It's not my concern if the world is not peaceful.
我现在生一天就算一天，这个世界平安不平安与我毫无关系。
Now every day I live counts as a day I have gained. This world being peaceful or not has absolutely nothing to do with me.
你这样是错了。你是这个世界一份子，不管你有没有子女，你都应该令这个世界平安。
You are wrong to think this way. You have a part in this world. Whether or not you have children, you should make this world peaceful.
这个世界平安你现在没有子女，那么将来会这样，到来生你又会有子女了。
This world is peaceful. You don't have children now. In the future, perhaps in your next life, you will again have children.
你现在叫这个世界预先就平安了，等将来你的子女到这个世界上来了，根本就平安了。
You now, in advance, make this world peaceful. In the future, when your children come into this world, it will be fundamentally peaceful.
你看以前就把这个平安的种子种下了。
You see, in the past, you have already planted the seeds of peace.
所以将来你再有子女，就会享受这个平安的快乐了。
Therefore, in the future, when you again have children, you will take pleasure in the happiness of this peace.
所以现在呀，你不要这么自私，不要净看你眼前，你要往将来呀看一看。
So now, don't be so selfish. Don't only look at what is in front of your eyes. You need to look towards the future.
所以呀，你打这种妄想，我希望啊，赶快把这个妄想改变了它，赶快呀，依照我所说的这个道理去做去。
So, you have this kind of false thought. I hope you quickly change the false thought and quickly act according to this principle I have talked about.
在这个有生的时候就来实行这种的工作。
While you're still alive, let us quickly implement this kind of work.
Okay, let's stop. So he says, if some people would disagree with me, they feel that they have no children, so they don't expect anyone to help them, and they don't feel any obligations for others' children. And Master Hsien has chided them and said, you shouldn't be so selfish, only think of yourself. Okay? So it is true, we all know as we get older, we realize that life is interconnected. We can't simply live in a vacuum. Whatever we do affects others, and vice versa. And therefore, we cannot think too short-term, too short-sighted. And again, in the concept of peace, it seems like everyone is grabbing while they still can. Grabbing land in Eastern Europe, in Asia, in the Middle East. And now we are considering grabbing lands to ourselves. It's coming because I saw it coming. I realized, wow, we're the only one with the only country in the world that has a super army that's not being used to take over territories. That doesn't make sense. I'm being facetious here. If you spend so much money on building the armed forces to be the world's cop, okay, who's paying you? And President-elect Trump is correct. No one is paying us. It doesn't make sense for us to do it unless we get paid. It is not sustainable. So he's right. And if no one pays for it, then we might as well take over land. That's the next step. No? Don't you think? We'd be threatened about Canada, huh? Today, what is it? Greenland and Panama? Wow, it's so cool. This guy is so creative. Give him more time. He'll probably invade China soon. Because he has all the manufacturing facilities we need. Elon is there already. I know I'm being a comedian. Okay, cut it out. But that's what happens. This is a trend right now where to build the armed forces to protect your country is not enough anymore. Okay? And especially for the United States of America, to protect the Middle East, to protect the Jews, protect the Saudi Arabia, and so forth. It's not sustainable. And it's our children who will be paid for it, who will have to pay for it. And no one wants to talk about it. That's why I look at that, that claim of peace and protector and cop the world with skepticism. But at least he dares talk about it. He dares bring up Greenland and Panama. I like this guy. He shoots up his mouth and nothing, he's the emperor. He can talk about anything he wants. Anyone has any questions about this peace thing here and elderly people? Yes, one.
Master, I do agree what you said about elderly people. It's probably good for them to feel self-sustained. I just also think the main audience of this talk might be towards younger generation, white people, 40 years ago, because I feel like many of them do not feel responsible for helping their parents when they get old.
True. Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what Master Shenhua is trying to plant the seeds of them taking responsibilities there. Because even in confusion, there are different teaching towards different people. For younger generation, they teach us to take care of our elderly. For older generation, probably need to teach them to care for the younger generation. Just different teaching towards different people.
True.
It's not teaching the elderly to be entitled that you should completely rely on your kids. So that's just my read of that. And also on the world peace part, I think it's very similar to a lot of Bodhisattvas and Buddha making unattainable vows. It's not necessarily about achieving world peace. Probably Master Shenhua also knows this is not attainable, but it's about helping his disciples opening the heart, making the efforts, and planting plenty of great seeds. That's how I see it. Thank you.
Wow. Direct disagreement from a Chinese person. Thank you very much.
Master, my first sentence was, I do agree with what you say. I just think Master
I know how they express disagreement too. But point well taken. Absolutely. This was spoken a long time ago. The target audience was young people who have no regard for the welfare of their parents and the elderlies. It's true. It's true that it is so in that spirit that he spoke of it this way, okay? That we should bring peace to the elderly people, and I don't think he felt strongly enough. He would have enough credibility to even tell their young people to go home, or think of ways to take care of the parents. Maybe it's Chinese style. For us Westerners, we say, you should go home and take care of your parents. You hear? But for him, he said, young people should bring peace to the elderly and make sure they're comfortable and be happy the rest of their lives, whatever. So I can see a difference in culture on how he expresses things. As far as war in the world, I don't disagree either. That is, just because it's not possible doesn't mean we should not strive for it. We should plant the seeds for peace and for harmony and so forth. However, this is a point number 2 that I happen to differ personally. I'm more practical-minded. That is, yes, I'm planting the seeds, but for peace. But I don't do it that way. I don't do it with coming across as wishful thinking. Because I know that we're going to invade Greenland soon. If we give him more time, he will invade Panama. He will, because listen, it's the only logical thing for us to use the armed forces. Poor Jim is now worried. Which country are we becoming? Ultimately, he has answered that question. How do I justify to Elon that I'm spending so much money on the F-15, F-35, and whatever? Elon would demand that from Donald. And the only thing that makes sense is to invade. I know we shouldn't be joking about this. Canada has F-35s already. We can't invade them yet. Isn't that so ridiculous? He says, you should be 51st state. Jesus, I'm so embarrassed. I said, my God, I have a lot of Canadian guests here. And I was so embarrassed that my own president-elect is thinking like an idiot. He has no respect for our most important neighbor, who's like a brother, for the history of the United States. They've been like our brothers in arms, in everything we do. And then he says, I'm going to invade you. I'm going to take you over. I'm going to buy you. What's your price? That's precisely my point. My point is that peace comes from within you. The guy is so unhappy, so not at peace with himself. You look at him. I look at a president-elect who's in great turmoil, who's trying so hard to make sense when he doesn't, when he can't. And that's counter to the fundamentals of being a human. Don't worry about bringing peace to the world. How about worrying about bringing peace to yourself, like all of you here? Instead of indulging yourself on a beach somewhere in the sunny coast, Amalfi Coast of Italy. You here fasting away. Wait, it doesn't sound right. No wisdom in there. You take the time, you make the effort to bring peace to your mind. And that's what makes you naturally resistant to creating war and inflict pain upon others. Because any pain and any discomfort you inflict on others, it comes right back at you. Can't avoid it. Questions and comments? So that's where I differ in terms of peace. Absolutely. Young people should be taking care of old people. That's a must. That's the least we owe to the older people. Okay? But peace, I think the way the world goes about creating peace in the world is off. If each and every one of us can harness the peace inside of us, there's no more war in the world. The thought of war would not even exist. What's the rest of your opinions? Okay. And if you want to bring peace to the world so that your children will have a peaceful world, again, it's there are some people who need help. And if you're stronger, you're supposed to help the weak. Okay? So they need peace, we should bring them peace. They need help, we should try to help them. That's our jobs. Okay? So, same thing with our children. Don't expect our children to come in the world and don't be overprotective. To me, let them live with the times and help them live accordingly. Have no fear. Okay? They cannot have a chance to rise to the occasion unless there is difficulties, unless there are challenges. If you're overprotective, they'll become weak. That's all. That applies to my Sangha too. There's some who are weak, we will protect them. Some who are stronger, we allow more wear and tear to happen upon them. That's natural. All right. That's the next section.
$224.
Okay. And not just for ourselves, but also the responsibility to others that we know of. Okay, think in circles. In that, I try to create a more positive influence to larger and larger circles. We each one does it, and then we'll be safe. We'll have. I'm proud of the fact that I notice especially in this country, where people, the Americans, are very moral. This country is built upon religious faith. They drop everything from England, Great Britain, to come over here to practice religious freedom. And for that, I'm very grateful, because that's what makes this country very, very different. I lived in the Midwest, where you have pockets of people who are Christian and who are very righteous. They believe in doing the right things quietly. And it's still here. It's still the case. That's what makes the moral fabric of this country so strong. And that's Buddhism. Whatever you want to call it, that's Buddhism. Okay? Fundamental Buddhism. And when it says in the future, when you have children, you take pleasure and happiness is this peace. So look forward to the future. And believe in its principle of bringing peace to the elderly. Okay? And that's not just talk about it, but that's do something about it. So to do is the key. What are we doing about it? Okay, next section.
还有几个有子女的老人也不高兴了。
There are several elderly people with children who are also unhappy.
他们为什么不高兴呢？很奇怪。
Why are they unhappy? It's very strange.
他说呀，你讲这个为子女来祈祷世界和平，这是不错的。
They, the elderly people with children, say, what you have said, praying for world peace for the sake of your children, this is not bad.
可是我不能为我子女来祈祷世界和平。
But I am unable to pray for world peace for my children.
为什么呢？因为我的子女他对我根本就不孝顺，拿我不当一个父母来看，所以把我就送到安老院去了。
Why is this? Because my children are utterly unfilial toward me. They do not treat me as a parent. That's why they just sent me to a nursing home.
1个月、1年、2年，他看我都不看一次。
For 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, they visited me not even once.
真是坏透了。所以我不帮他们祈祷。
They are truly rotten to the core, so I won't pray on their behalf.
Okay. And this is getting real personal now. Anyone disagree with this? To me, this slightly I disagree. That for a month, a year, 2 years, maybe they visited me not even once. It's not true. If you have money, they visit you a lot more often. This is America. We put you away because you're a nuisance. But if you're really not a nuisance, we come and pay attention, hang out with you. No? Yes, back then there's not such a thing. Yeah. Master Shewa, I have no clues. Yes,
So Great Master Shinhwa said that it's good to go back to in the next life to have children in the next life, and that's peace. What about how that's bad to be reincarnated and come back here again and then have creditors? So that's what I was confused about the past slide.
Yeah, it is a populist message. He's saying these things because they are not geared for Buddhist disciples. These were the early students who were not, they were primarily hippies and younger people. He used to have a lot of younger followers. And maybe that's why he had so many followers, because he said what they wanted to hear. It's very tough to start teaching Mahayana when you don't even speak English. You can't speak the language. You don't understand the language. You're totally at the mercy of a bunch of college students who don't even understand your Chinese. So it's very, very tough proposition for him. Okay, so he's got to have to build a base with someone. So yes, I see this is a populist message. We don't have the same sort of difficulties as he does. That's why we can joke and laugh about it. But back then, he's totally unknown. And if he screamed at you like the way I screamed at someone last night, the hallway probably cleared up immediately. Said, this guy is a violent monk. He's no real monk. Okay? So how else would you say it then? To me, he had no choice, because that's all they could. They were willing to listen. Right now, you've been conditioned for a long time already by YouTube, by a lot of materials online, your own research. Even before coming to the temple, you've been looking for something. Else, better to improve your lives. But back then, there's no such a concept. Okay? So it's very difficult. I see the same thing in Korea, for example, same thing. When they first started building Buddhism in Korea, they had a lot of issues too. So I wasn't there, but I feel that the culture was strong enough for the Chinese Mahayana to send some bodhisattvas to Korea to help build the base. You see, the spreading of Mahayana in Asia is masterminded by the Chinese monks. And so they sent, this is just my version, they sent several bodhisattvas to go to Korea, and those are good ones. And they went to Korea and they started, they struggled a lot to build the framework of how Buddhism should be practiced in Korea. And those monks were given the skills, very specific skills. One is that you need to be, to learn how to spot the next guy for you to transmit the Dharma to that person. Next one has role. One is for the role. A nun is for the role to take care of the nuns, because traditionally monks and nuns are separated. Okay, it's healthier. And one would have the skills to just bully people around, use his own strength to bully others into submission. And so they're each, some were sent accordingly in order to build this thing called Korean Buddhism. Same thing, that the Chinese had this vision already. They had to send masteryonghua to the U.S. to start building American Mahayana. And so masteryonghua's role was because his skill set is very, very high and very multidimensional, he had to compromise a little. Okay, and that's how it is. So now it's our generation to say, okay, we should build on top of it, not have to imitate it. Questions and comments? Yes, 3.
Thank you, Master. Actually, the Wei-Yang lineage has a lot of connection with Korea. The 5th Wei-Yang patriarch, Dezhao Chanshi, Master Dezhao, around 891 to 972 in the Song dynasty, he sent disciples to Korea to fetch the Tiantai material, because at that time it was no longer there in China. And so this is one thing. And then the Wei-Yang 6th patriarch, Venerable Zhiqian, he's actually Korean. And he lived from 1145 to 1229. So he was received the full ordination in Korea and then sent to to Hubei and became the sixth patriarch of the Weiyang lineage.
Did he go back to Korea?
Yes, he went back to Korea in 1212 and was assigned by, at that time, the Korea king Kangzong as the national teacher and reside in Puji Temple.
Oh.
Yeah. And then he stayed on this position for 7 years. And during the Gaozong 1219, he retired. So this was recorded in the Korean, their history. Thank you.
Thank you for your input. So they have strong affinities with between the Korean and Chinese Mahayana. I think you should get that piece of information and collect it. I'm curious because I wonder why, what happened to the Weiyang lineage training methodology. Yes, continue.
Thank you, Master. I collected the information several months ago and sent it to your team, so I can resend it. Thank you.
Regardless of the history, okay, bottom line is that is the knowledge being disseminated, transmitted to the next generation or not? And to me, the Weiyang lineage didn't seem to go very far in Korea as compared to China. Even in China, the Weiyang lineage was discontinued. Weren't good enough disciples in China, so it had to go under the Linji sect. Linji is much lower. And so anyway, it's a historical thing. It doesn't matter. All that matters right now is you. Yes, JMT.
들리세요? 아, 네. 일단 첫째, 제인의 의견에 반대하는 건 절대 아니고 제가 한국에서 조계종 마스터를 만나기 전에 조계종 신도로 26년을 신앙생활을 했고 그다음에 이제 대만절에 3년 다니다가 영화 스님을 만났어요. 네, 한번 끊을게요.
Here, I'm not opposing to Jane's information or story. I just want to give you a background. I went to Jogye Order Temple for 26 years, and after that I went to Taiwanese temple for 3 years. 네.
In Taiwan or in Korea?
한국에 있는, 그러니까 대만의 까오슝이라는 곳에 본사가 있는 한국에 있는 대만절에 다녔고 두 군데 다 다녔어요, 사실. 대만도 왔다 갔다 했어요. 네네, 맞아요. 네네.
So this Taiwanese temple, their headquarters is in Taiwan. So I went to the temples in Korea and also visited temples in Taiwan.
Is that the Foguangshan?
아니에요.
No, Master.
아니요.
Okay. So
네,
that's the only
그래서
Taiwanese
일단
temple I know of that has international branches and big ones. Continue, please.
네. 마스터, 그래서 일단 첫째, 제가 찾은 정보로는 한국에 임재종이 먼저 전파가 된 걸로 연도가 나와요. 일단 첫째, 네.
According to my research, Lindsay lineage came to Korea first.
그리고 제가 찾은 자료로는 임재종이 먼저 들어왔고, 그 다음에 위산연구선사의 위양종이 나중에 들어왔고요. 신라 시대에, 네. 네네. 제가 찾은 거로는 잠시만요. 그러니까 임재종이 들어온 시기는 안 나왔고, 끝난 시기가 기원전 867년도예요. 네. 네네, 맞아요. 네네. 아니, 기원전이 아니라 그냥 기원 후요. 네네.
So according to my research, Lindsay lineage ended on 867 years, and then in Silla dynasty in Korea, during that period, Weiyang lineage entered the Korea.
그리고 일단 첫째, 한국에 먼저 들어온 게 임재종이 먼저 들어왔고, 제가 가나선 화두를 참선해서 그런지 모르겠지만 현실적으로 제가 경험한 조계종에서 26년 신앙생활로는 임재종이 더 많은 영향을 미쳤다고 저는 생각합니다. 제 의견에 반대하는 건 아니에요. 제가 찾은 정보는 여기까지입니다. 감사합니다.
So my information that I was able to research is Lindsay lineage came first, and I went to Joge order, and then I experienced more of the Lindsay lineage rather than Weiyang lineage. I'm not saying that I'm opposed to Jain, but this is what I found so far. Thanks.
Okay, thank you for your input. You should combine the information together. One day we'll figure it out. Don't be, I know to you is all only names and words to you, but for me, the bottom line is if Master Shenhua says his descendants are Weiyang, then to me, they might as well call themselves Linji, because they don't have the Weiyang advanced training. Weiyang is very specific. You have the reason Weiyang disappeared is because the descendants were not good enough to be able to be taught, to be transmitted the Weiyang seal. Yes, in the back.
Master, I have done a little bit small research in the Weiyang lineage, and apparently our Weiyang lineage disappeared during the 6th patriarch or 7th patriarch, Master Chu Qian and Su Duo. And according to Qin, that Master's 6th patriarch of Weiyang going to Korea. So I was wondering whether that would become more clued as the Weiyang lineage disappeared since then.
I know it's the Weiyang secrets are not in Korea. Again, if you ask me from a purist perspective, I look at, for example, Master Shenhua as Weiyang. Okay, the level is Weiyang. Not the same as Master Weishan or Yangshan, but certainly Weiyang. Master Xu Yun is not quite. And certainly Master Shenhua disciples are not are not advanced Weyang. You cannot deny history. In time, in the future, down the road, people look back and say, that's what happened. You don't believe me now, but in the future you see that Weyang has our own very high standards. It's not just a name. And so, yes, sometimes, officially, the second patriarch is supposedly American Weyang patriarch. But I laugh at that personally. I say, no, you know Weyang. You don't understand what Weyang teaching is about. What you got is this low-level Weyang training. So for us, it's no excuse. Okay? So you can talk about, call it Weyang or Lin Ji or whatever, or Cao Dong, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's about you. How much was transmitted to you to make sure that you can take advantage of the training. Great Masters Wei Shan and Yang Shan founded this Chan school, who was later recognized as a Weyang lineage because Master Wei Shan brought something, to the equation, and then later Master Yang Shan brought more to it. That's why it has to be called Wei and Yang Chan school. Because back then, the Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas recognized it. And it went downhill from there in Chinese Chan. All right. I'm back to slide 228. So this person is complaining, my children are utterly unfilial toward me. Of course, we're American. We're not supposed to be filial to you. What are you talking about? You should be lucky that at least I call you and say hello. You don't treat me as a parent. They send me to a nursing home. This is American culture. Okay, this is not Asia, where 5 generations live under the same roof and resent each other. Can't wait to get out. So to me, I always struggle with that because my parents, my mother in particular, my grandmother in particular used to blame me, say, you guys are so irresponsible. You don't take care of us. So you're right, I can't wait to get out and not see you at all. I don't like you. In Asia, we need to depend on the familial home in order to survive and for comfort, okay? And for survival, especially in India, you're better off because mommy will take care of everything. She'll pick a wife for you, she'll clothe you, make sure your wife will obey you until she dies. Until the mom dies, then the wife takes over. By then, she becomes a great-grandmother. So it's perfect for men. Yes, DTT.
아미타불 마스터께서 말씀하신 단식 날짜가 내일까지.
Let me guess. Don't translate. This is your 7th day.
네.
네.
내일까지인데 어떻게 해야 될지 여쭙고 싶어요. 참고로 그 위액을 토하는 거는 멈췄고, 근데 너무 힘이 빠져서 걷기도 힘들고, 태어나서 이런 고통은 처음인 것 같습니다.
How come all the Koreans are laughing? They understand something that we don't. The Koreans they are so cruel. They see people suffer and they seem to like it. We feel for your pain and suffering. Are you still burping with the green things in your stomach? Your lips are so dark now.
그런 건 다 멈췄습니다. 그냥 구역질하고 헛구역질, 후각이 너무 예민해져서 더 그게 많이 괴롭습니다.
Master, tomorrow is my last day. Luckily, vomiting gastric acid is stopped.
No. So soon?
그렇게 빨리 위산이 멈췄는가? I don't have any more energy. I can't walk. Since I was born, I never had this terrible experience.
Excuse me. Oh, this is terrible. Oh my God. Why would you do that to yourself? Have you talked to Daddy? Doesn't your dad worry about it? He say, hey, what are you doing in the United States of America? You enjoying all the good pizzas and
So I'm still vomiting. I'm still nauseous. I'm sorry. I'm still nauseous, and my sense of smell become really sensitive. I'm struggling with those.
the sense of smell? Speak, Jim. What is the sense of smell thing here?
Yeah, I've noticed that too, with a slight, because I'm on my, fourth day, and I have a slight nausea, and I feel like I can smell things from really far away. It might have a heightened sense of smell.
I'm taking a shower in 2 weeks. Darn it. Should have told me. Okay. So can you smell that people have not taken a shower around you?
사람 냄새라기보다는 그냥 뭐 이런 방석 냄새라든가 그냥 방문을 열었을 때 토할 것 같고 그냥 후각이 조금 예민해진 것 같습니다.
It's about the smell from the man or human beings. It's about the smell of cushion, or when you open the door, I could smell something. And I'm really sensitive about these.
그리고 물 마실 때 물 먹고 나서 계속 토할 것 같습니다.
When I drink water, I feel like I want to throw up.
Wow. You too? Okay. So, would you like to start?
마스터가 하라는 대로 하겠습니다.
I will follow your decision, Master.
Don't scare her. She's new. She's new. Have you talked to your Korean people? Did they advise you to follow what I tell you to do? Or are you just saying it?
그냥 말한 건데요.
Master, I'm just saying it.
Oh my God. What are we reduced to? Look at these folks. Just a few days of no food. And she's reduced to begging. So, just don't make me suffer anymore. Are you sure you want to be a left-arm person? Because we're very cruel. We make you suffer. Maybe too hard for you. Before things are under your control, your career, your students, your family, your life. Now, all of a sudden you submit yourself to a non-Korean person who happened to have no heart.
출가자가 되기로 결심한 거는 변함이 없습니다.
The decision to leave home is not changed.
It will be a lot more suffering than this. Are you sure you can take it?
네.
Yes.
Easier said than done. Okay, very good. You can stop tomorrow.
감사합니다.
No, look at... First of all, for you to have so much gastric gas in your stomach still, that means that you have a lot of worries. Your life used to be full of worries, a lot of stress. And that's why it messed up your digestive system. And it's being healed. That's why it's expelling a lot of toxins in your stomach linings. So you helping heal your own stomach issues, digestive issues. And look at her face. This is a person contrary to appearances. She had so many worries, so much stress in her prior life that no one could appreciate. Am I correct?
네, 맞는 것 같습니다.
Yes, I think it's right.
She stood on her own. Typically, she find a husband or a partner or something, but she's by herself. That's how tough she was, running her own business. And And for that, it comes with a price. The price is you worry day and night, night and day. Am I correct? I know how it's like.
네, 제가 다 책임졌습니다.
You were killing yourself.
네,
You're
제가
making yourself sick.
책임지며 살았습니다. 네,
You're making yourself sick for money. And it's unsustainable. Okay? This is why you too have the same problem. You worry too much. And this is when that's when these issues become obvious, when you try these things. She says, this is the first time in my life I suffered this much. You suffer now, and your stomach is getting healthier. You did a lot more good to your stomach the last 7 days than any doctor can do for you. Okay? So you did a lot of good for yourself. And as long as you have not fully recovered yet, you still have gas inside and secretions in your stomach. That means you're still working at it. If I were you, I would continue for 9 days. But I can't force you. You do 2 more days, have a different attitude, do or die. You survive 2 more days, hopefully the 9 days will cap out the repairs to your stomach linings, to your digestive system. It should go back to normal. Okay? But you don't have to. You suffered enough, you poor thing. First, you never cultivated with us before, and cold turkey wanted to become a nun. I chuckled and said, yeah, seriously? Are you sure you know what you're getting into? We are the toughest training program. And that involves a lot of suffering. So it's up to you. You can stop tomorrow you wish. However, I would personally recommend you try until day number 9. It doesn't matter. You don't need to do anything particular. You're too tired, lie down. Pass out the entire day, that's okay too. Just survive. Okay, so that your body has a chance to heal itself. Because if you didn't do it right now, okay, then your body will need to find another opportunity to heal itself. Again, it's not the only way to heal yourself. Okay, but at this point here, if you were to go too fast again, it might take a while. You're going to suffer some gases as well and some acid stuff as well until you can overcome it. Okay, so the good news is that If you continue for 2 more days, good news is that you won't die. Bad news is that it's going to hurt a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Okay? So, typical with us, it's a personal choice. You can go faster now, or you can go slow. It's not the only way, by the way, to heal yourself. We have plenty of other ways to help you heal. Okay? But in an overall, it's how tough our training program is. Okay? It's very tough on your mind. The edge you have is that no one realized how much suffering you endured all these years. And that will help you survive this program. Okay, decision is yours, but good job so far.
이틀 더 하고 마무리하겠습니다.
Master, I'll try for 2 more days and finish the fasting.
Okay, good luck to you.
감사합니다.
Thank you, Master.
Okay. People are suffering. Should not be joking about this. It really is true suffering. You know, for someone who is so tough as she is, I never suffered this much in my entire life. And that's incredible, you know. That's a lot of pain and suffering. You can bottle it, and we can make a lot of money selling pain and suffering. Okay. So as I was saying, in Asia, the reason why the parents can expect filial piety, because they put up and they a lot with us, and then they help us a lot. But here in the U.S., the kids can't wait to get out of under the family home and do things their own ways, because no one starves here in the U.S. Okay, and therefore, when the time comes, the parents should quietly go to a retirement home, a nursing home, and that's normal. Am I wrong? It's a different culture. And they don't come and visit me at all. Of course, you can't blame the children for not visiting you, because the nursing homes are not the best places to visit. They smell.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, it was not uncommon when I was younger although my parents are from Europe, so they didn't have this rule, but a lot of my American friends, multi-generational American friends, they were kind of kicked out of the house once they reached 18. So
that's what I heard too.
Yeah.
And the rationale is?
We've supported you up to this point. You're now an adult, and it's time to fend for yourself.
Yeah, we've done our jobs, right? Nowadays, you're generous, you support them through their bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and that's it. We're done. And so a different culture, I imagine. So, but listening to Master Shinho is like listening to nostalgia. Back then, it's sort of like expected that you take care of them. Yes.
Master, I worked in nursing homes as a psychologist for many years, and I saw firsthand that the residents there didn't have families visiting, and it was like 1 or 2 years, and they would call, and the family members would agree to come and bring them what they needed or visit. They would never show up. And many of those people said to me, well, I wasn't very good to my children, and I think this is my payback. I kicked them out, I told them they had to live their own lives, I did enough for them, and now they're resentful, and they're not coming to see me. And there was a lot of people there like that.
Mm-hmm. Those are people who are actually better off, and they can afford to live in a retirement home. It's very expensive.
All your income goes there, everything. Your home, you have to sell
Sign
everything.
away, yeah.
And all your money goes to the nursing home.
All of it?
All of it.
Still not enough? Really? Is that enough? Because some of them will live to be pretty long.
Yeah, not really.
They're happy, they have new relationships, and
Oh, well, that's another story, but yeah. It really depends where. It depends where, and their situation, and nursing homes are because they have health problems. That's different from a retirement community.
So assisted living is where everybody wants to go because they're like hotels. Very nice facilities, very good food, but you have to pay out of pocket for that. So when your money runs out, you go to the nursing home, and you're on Medi-Cal and Medicare, and they pay for that.
So a different facility altogether.
Yes.
So the assisted living is when they date and they go on hike and,
yes.
have a good time.
Well...
I'm curious because I'm getting close. Pretty soon they'll put me into pasture too.
Little kids around. Mm-hmm. These are all adult places, so they basically do what they want. I mean, they're adults.
Yeah, they sure do what they want.
They do what they want.
And then they ask the psychologist to step in and tell the people to stop going in each other's rooms.
Yeah,
they're consenting adults.
See, that's the thing is that then the caregivers and the adults, they just look the other way because they're adults and they're consenting. Right. So what the heck?
Right.
Some problems are prevalent in all adult communities.
Mm-hmm. I see. Okay. Of course, if you can afford it, why not? Yeah. But thank you for your input. Yeah, it's true. It's true that it's self-inflicted, because the reason that they don't come and visit you is because they don't care for you. Don't care for you is because you don't care for them. It's cause and effect clearly. There's a clear connection. You know, whereas we see in movies how they come and see grandpa and grandma regularly, that's, you know, a different type of relationship. Okay, anyone else? Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you, Master. And this afternoon we have a few friends and sitting on the tables. We have a little discussion. And regarding one question, we are all interested, but we didn't get the answer. So I think I have the chance to ask the Master.
Okay.
The question is, why, as a human, every time we reincarnate back to the human society, we forgot everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just like in Chinese, we say 孟婆汤. Why that happens?
孟什么？
孟婆汤.
孟婆汤. What's that? Is that?
It's kind of a soup. In between lives, we drink and we forgot everything.
So that we can forget everything?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. So why is that? In a way, that's a humane thing, because for quite a few people, it's so much suffering. What you don't realize is what the body you have right now, it's a good thing you don't remember where it came from. If, for most of us, it's the human body we attain is usually come from, quite often, from the bottom up, so that which means in prior lives we suffer a lot. So if we remember such things clearly in memory, we probably can't function properly. But the truth of the matter is that each one of us has habit energies that kind of tell us where we came from. So we don't need necessarily to remember everything, but there's a continuation where we came from. So many of you came from the heavens. So one of the characteristics of heavenly being is that they come down here, okay, from the heavens, and you see it in the stories of the many of the Buddha disciples. They are heavenly beings, and they very happy, and they realize the Buddha needed help, so they said, okay, you better go down and help the Buddha. Okay, and so when up there, they're very happy being heavenly celestial beings. But they're down here, that's when good things happen for them. All the good karmas in the past matured, and they became arhats, became bodhisattvas, and so forth. Okay, and so. But they still carry certain habit energies, just as They don't like to work. They don't appreciate the importance of money. And so forth. And so the process is that once you're born in a human body, it's resets. That's the process. Call it humane reasons, call it efficiency, because you remember all the bad things, where you came from, how you used to be a donkey and be beaten up every day. Okay? You probably can't function properly because the pain is still there, the resentment is still there. So that's why everyone gets a chance to reset. And then the conditions allow the prior seeds to ripen accordingly. Yes, one.
I just have an example to share. I watched a movie. It's about that. A lady previously did something wrong and was killed by the man. And when he was reincarnating, he refused to drink the Mungpo Tang to forget things. And in the next life, she was a good man, a good person. She did not do anything wrong. She met the guy. And then she all of a sudden remembers in previous life, he was killed. He killed her. So she was so afraid of the man, even though the man actually was pursuing her and was doing all kinds of good things. But she just, all her can feel is the fear of this guy. So eventually, out of fear, she killed this guy out of no reason, just because of her memory from previous life. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's like, you need this reset because this life is different. But if we don't reset, we function in this life based on our memory of previous lives, it's ridiculous.
It's not just memory, it's also karmic retribution. If you kill this person in a prior life in a bad way, this person will pursue you and want to kill you again and again and again. That's what happened to sages too. Okay? And so, but for everyone, we have a reset. And then conditions will bring in new developments so that we have a chance to change. If not, we continue the same course of action. We continue to be a donkey, lifetime after lifetime. Does it help?
Yes, thank you, Master.
You're welcome. Yes, JMT.
마스터, 제가 정토에 관한 질문이 있는데 좀 전에 마스터께서 인간계로 태어나게 되면 삼매력이라든지 모든 기억이 리셋이 돼서 처음부터 다시 시작한다고 설명을 해주셨었어요. 그러니까 삼매력조차도 0부터 시작을 해야 되는 거죠? 네.
Master, I have a question about Pureland, and just you mentioned that if you're born as a human, does that mean even your samadhi power starts from zero?
근데 이제 제 질문은 그러니까 제가 정토를 잘 모르는데 제가 아는 정토에 관한 그 백그라운드 인포메이션은 일단 정토는 화신이라고 알고 있고 또 아미타 부처님께서 연꽃 마차라고 해야 되나? 연꽃을 가지고 이렇게 마중 나오고 화신이라고 들었어요. 그럼 제 질문은 정토에서 화신으로 태어나는 사람도 모든 기억력과 삼매가 그러니까 리셋되는 건지가 제 질문이에요.
So what I understand, I don't know about Pureland very well, but what I know about Pureland's background information is that we were born as a transformation body. I remember that Amitofo will bring lotus dais and then we'll be able to ride and then arrive in Pureland. So when we arrive in Pureland, will we lose our memories and also our samadhi power? Thank you.
그러니까 마스터께서 말씀하시기로는 그러니까 참선을 해서 깨닫기가 어려우면 정토를 수행해야 된다. 왜냐하면 아미타 부처님이 당신을 부처로 이끌 것이다. 아미타 부처님의 지도를 받는다라고 설명을 해주셨었는데 이게 어떻게 되는 건지 궁금하고 또 며칠 전에 마스터께서 정토에는 BLI 이웃이 있는데 동방저 유리세계에는 BLI 그 이웃이 없다라고 말씀하셔가지고 질문 드리게 됐어요. 네.
So, Master, you mentioned that if we can enlighten by the Chan, and if it is a difficult task, then we could born in the Pure Land. And then Amitabha will help us to cultivate, and he will teach us and lead us all together. So you also mentioned Pure Land, there's a BLI region and BLI land, but also Medicine Master's Eastern Pure Land.
그 동방정 유세계에는 BLI 이웃이 없다고. 네네.
And then also you mentioned that there's no BLI land in Eastern Pure Land.
그래서 일단 모든 기억을 다 갖고 있으면 정토에 가는 게 의미가 있나? 왜냐면 어떤 사람들은 또 봐야 되는 거잖아요, 정토에서. 네, 그래서 질문 드려봤습니다.
So if I retain all the memories from here, I don't know what's the point to go to Pure Land because we have to see the same person again, same peoples again.
I don't get the logic. But anyway, I'm too old to try to understand everything. Look, the Saha world is different. We're talking about the Saha world here. Shakyamuni Buddha, when he came to our world, he's born, and he had to undergo the growth process and endure suffering. And he had to cultivate in order to become a Buddha. Master Shenhua came to our world, and he was born as a poor Chinese boy in Manchuria area. He suffered a lot of hardships, and had to cultivate himself in order to become a sage. So, when you're born in the Saha world, everything resets. You start from zero, whether it's you Buddha or a Bodhisattva, it's the same thing, or an Arhat, it's the same thing. A human being, same thing. You have to start from zero, and then you build up.
네, 제 질문은 정토의 화신으로 태어나도 거기서도 제로 리셋에서 시작하는 건지가 제 일단 질문이거든요.
So the main question that I had was when we reborn in Pure Land as a transformation body, do we still have memories?
I don't have time to get to your main question tonight. So we stop here tonight. We'll continue the discussion tomorrow. There's no way for me to finish it in 2 minutes. Okay, good night, everyone.